When we think we have seen or heard it all, then we have heard nothing, as the dragging concerning Toby Phillips twins continues on the internet. Yes, people are dragging, people are throwing comments, people are shedding her that who the hell are you? Yes, can't you learn from people like Elizabeth, people like Ashley, people who deliberately rejected IVF simply because they want to legally have a child for the Ooni. And in the midst of this dragging, as a result of new findings that have come out, my people, they say that this matter no go end, and truly it won't end. By the time we have heard that this matter has ended, it should have gone really really far. Yes, it should have gone far, because what we are facing, what we are experiencing, and what we are seeing right now, Toby Phillips is really, really in for it. Remember that the only said one time like that, or the only said one time like that he found new evidence. It was as the result of those evidence that the Ile-Ife elder said Toby should not step her foot into the palace. Yes, it was as a result of those evidence. So in the midst of this whole chaos, we heard how Ronke found no matching DNA for those children, and then we went further for what Mariam did. Yes, that she actually bought those children. She had never had kids. And then in the midst of this whole chaos, Olori Naomi was like, so instead of sitting here and saying that, okay, these are the possibilities, these are the potentials of it, Naomi brought in people into the palace to make sure that what the truth of this is being confirmed. And that was during the period when the court ruled in favor of Olori Naomi, and Naomi had to take charge in the palace. And then Toby Phillips gently packed her things and she left the palace to Lagos. Remember when Temitope had to go warn her, but Temitope had to do that in Lagos. Even when Princess Adiola went to Lagos, yes, it was still in Lagos that she warned her bluntly to stay away from Olori Naomi. So now what is happening is this: that evidence that they only found that he did not disclose, we are beginning to hear, oh my people, that there are tendencies that is a paternity of those children, and the paternity does not match the Ooni. Problem, e no go finish. And as long as these things lingers, as long as these things continues, and as long as they allow Toby Phillips to remain in the palace, or they allow her to do whatsoever it is she feels she's doing, then this is absolutely wrong. This is totally wrong. My people, at the end of the day, you would all agree with me, and you would all be on this matter with me, that these things are not just done. They are not just done. If this woman really birthed or had a surrogate mother, because they only found the surrogate mother, or any of these things, then how was everybody in the palace so blind to it? Because that was during the period that Naomi had partially come back into the palace. She was not fully in the palace. Naomi partially came back into the palace during that period. And then, she was the one who invited Toby Phillips over to the palace. And on Toby Phillips coming into the palace, that was when the news of Toby being pregnant broke out. And then everybody was like, wow, if Toby is really pregnant, then she has gotten a free ticket to return back into the palace. And that was Toby's ticket to return back into the palace. So it was more like Naomi gave her that ticket. If it was her that Toby was pregnant from another place, she would not stand up and start driving her place itself into the palace. So Toby carried this pregnancy for 9 whole months. Yes, for 9 solid months. And within these 9 months, nobody knew, or nobody perceived, or nobody had an observation that Toby is not really pregnant. Now that Toby has given birth, a lot of things are coming out. Well, in the midst of what every single woman have done in that palace, you would agree with me that everybody coming out to drag her, everybody coming out to, do whatsoever it is they are doing, then you would understand that they are, in one way or the other, they are right. Yes, in one way or the other, they are right. Because look at what Ronke did. Ronke has done her own, but just that Ronke doesn't plan. Lie. Ronke, that woman, she doesn't plan at all. She would never plan anything. Ronke would just do it like a 2-year-old that doesn't think. Okay, let me dip my hand into the fire. If it burn me, make it just burn me. That's how Ronke does her stuffs. So when she came out with the idea, conceived the idea, and decided to bet it forth that, okay, I am pregnant, not thinking that this is nature. Nature would always show. Nature will always come true. Nature will always come forth. And if you are not careful with your plannings, nature will expose you. And nature bluntly exposed Ronke. When she came out someday to say that she had a miscarriage. Later on, they discovered there was no pregnancy at all. She lied. That made Ronke lose a lot of respect. If she did not lose 70% of her respect in the palace, she lost 80% of her respect in the palace. Can you imagine when Princess Adeola even had to say to Ronke that Naomi is not the reason why you are miserable? I was like, if only Ronke did not do the things she did to lose her respect, then none of these things would not even have come out from Princess Adeola to even say them to her. Because what? It is so hilarious. I thought Tobi Phillips would have learned from these things. Look at when their Ashley tried to put up with a surrogate mother. Ashley, Mariam, and Ronke again tried to put up with a surrogate mother who is supposedly the Ooni's side chick. Because if it comes from the Ooni's side chick that she's pregnant, then they know fully well that the Ooni would not send his side chick away, because the Ooni, one way or the other, is laying with the person in bed, or he will not be called his side chick. Then with that, all of those things, then this woman tried to, put up something there, but it failed. It failed because it became exposed. The woman told the Ooni that this is what your wives are putting up, and me, I'm not in for it. Tell them to leave me alone. And then, the Ooni was so disappointed at them. With all of these things, it's a lesson to learn. It's a lesson to learn. So anything concerning children, this woman should be careful. This man is a traditional ruler. And you see, in as much as we say that, and there is God, and there is gods. Yes, that's how funny these things are. And this man is a traditional ruler. He's a traditional ruler. He has an elder brother, but he's the one who became the king. Why? These are questions to ask. Today you will find that you have given him a child, which is not his child. Tomorrow the gods will now reject the child. And then what will happen? You will make him seem like a fool before his clan. Before his clan, you will make him seem like a wayward man, a man who is not worthy. My people, there are a lot of things that these women don't understand. But at the end of the day, we pray that they understand, because this new evidence of the possibilities of the paternity of these children that have come out on Olori, Tobi Phillips, we just hope that she survives it. Yes, because a lot has happened to Tobi lately. A lot has happened to her lately that Tobi herself doesn't know what she's up to. Tobi in Lagos, Adeola went there to warn her concerning Olori and Naomi. Stay off Naomi. Do not even try. Don't come close. Like, completely stay off. So all of these things are beginning to be signs. They're beginning to be warnings that what Tobi is going through a lot. Well, let's hope that this plays out well. And whatsoever happens, we go carry and bring for Oona.